Welcome back, everyone. Please stick around after the introductions for the adventures of our trip home this spring. All the footage from that trip will be at the end of this video, so stick around.
I'll probably make this start a little bit more lighthearted because we just recorded.
We didn't have the dead cats on, and so we were just talking
Yeah, we had no audio
for nothing.
at all. This is so hard.
It's a learning curve for sure.
So as we're gonna start now and say,
I'm Bonnie.
I'm Randy, and we are. Well, we can't say we are. Winston is.
Winston's here too.
He's the ruler of the mothership. We are Hat Trick, and as we are just laughing about, and you can go back and look at all of our other videos and see, this making YouTube videos it's cool, but it's not
challenging.
It's not easy. It's not easy. You have so much situations where the footage is bad, or you didn't have something completely the way you wanted it, and
a lot of sound issues.
Yeah, sound issues are always a thing, especially on the boat
with the wind and
the wind. It's always windy. We talk about it every day, even just being here in port. Like the wind is blowing every day from some direction. So I don't know. Maybe we should have bought a sailboat because it feels like we could maybe be doing some sailing doodles type videos and
be a cheaper gas bill.
For sure. Yeah. Instead, we have two big blocks that we run at trawler speeds, and well, we can get a mile to the gallon out of them, but that's about as good as it gets. So.
Yeah. We both are currently still working our land jobs. Because you have to work.
Yeah, we got to work. This life is not cheap, so.
But it's worth it.
It is. Yep, it's amazing, and we are doing it as we would call it, or even as Gussie would say. He would say, budget yachting.
Yep.
Yes, it is a thing that you can do, and it will still cost you a lot, but no crazier than other things that people put hobbies that they put a lot of money into, etc. You just have to pick it.
Yep.
And us coming from a situation where we had been on the water for our entire lives, basically.
We've always been river people, boat people. And this is where we're happiest. So it was kind of a natural progression to move in this direction.
Yeah. Our obsession with all of the yachting and sailing and really all the YouTube channels that we watch, and as we make content, we do think, like, as I'll say occasionally watching it, it's like we've come to the end of YouTube. Like,
it feels like it sometimes.
We've watched
it all.
We've watched everybody's content. So we love it. I think the content is great. People do a really, really good job with it.
That's what we do in the wintertime.
So yeah, when you can't be aboard your boat, you sit and watch other people and really learn a lot from them too. So that's a big part of it. There's definitely tasks that I've taken on this boat that I probably wouldn't have taken without watching, whether it's some of Gussie's videos, etc., and just been like, oh no, I can do that. That ain't no big deal. Like, and so far
he makes it work.
So good.
Thankfully, because we don't have the money to just shell out for endless projects for somebody else to do. We have to do them ourselves.
Right. And our marina is very unique because it is absolutely state of the art and wonderful. But
still working out some kinks, but
but that's a growing
Yep,
process.
That's how it
because
is when you're new.
this marina, compared to what it was before, is like we never would have had a vessel like this before.
We couldn't have, because
Yeah,
we couldn't have gotten in and out.
Right. There was no possible way to support a vessel of this size without this marina. So we are very thankful for that.
We're on Pool 19 of the Mississippi River, if you missed that part.
Yeah, Fort Madison, Iowa. I'm sure I put it in videos, but that is our home port. That being said, we have no type of marine services here.
It could be pulled out if we absolutely had to. That's worst case scenario. So it is nice to know that we have access to that.
Yes, we have
If-
an
if
emergency
need be.
trailer. Yes, and his Bayliner 3870 sits on it, so
And it's just right.
they would
Down
have
the
no
dock from
problem
us. We're
handling
neighbors.
this. So that's kind of how it has to lay out for us. Everybody does ask us quite a bit of questions about where we take the boat and where we keep it and this and that, because, well, there isn't really anywhere to do it here locally. So
And we really lucked out with that whole scenario. When we purchased the boat last May, it was at the place that we're keeping it. And they do all the maintenance. There's mechanics on site. They haul it out and keep it in a huge building, so it's all protected for the winter.
Yep,
and the
that would be
people
in our winter prep videos.
Yeah.
If you go back on the videos, if you're new, go back and watch. You can see what it looks like inside the
and
building.
the people that operate that place are fantastic. They'll help you with anything that they can, and they're very accommodating, and they're very reasonably priced. So when we bought the vessel, we just said, if it's possible, we'd like to keep it here. So we give them a down payment. That way it held our spot, and it was easy peasy.
Yeah. Now that we've had the vessel for going into our second season, I would never give that up. I'll have to know that we are headed south for the winters or headed to, beyond destinations for our next port before I will ever give that situation up in Fairport, because it is a really good setup. And when we got back there this spring, this boat was great. There was no moisture anywhere. There was no
Nope.
bad smells.
It was like the day we left it.
Yeah, it was amazing. So for winter storage, I would never give that up.
Which hopefully, in the coming years, we'll be chasing 75 degrees and just heading south. But
For sure.
in the short term, that's such a wonderful blessing to have.
Yeah. All the people, all the transients that we do get to see that come through Fort Madison are great inspiration, and they're cool people to get to know.
Yeah.
We meet almost every transient that comes through that stays for any amount of time or even a night, really. We typically will meet them.
It's a super cool perk.
Yeah, it is. And it's cool to go on other people's vessels. We have seen other 3607s, like
Mama Drone.
Yeah, Mama Drones. We've seen their boat. We've seen other 3607s and numerous. We were on a CHB.
That one was a really cool
That
boat.
one was super cool. The woodwork.
Very unusual,
amazing.
unique. I didn't even know it was a thing until we seen it. And
Yep.
then we discovered that did a little research, and it was it Japanese? Chinese?
Taiwan. I think it was
Taiwanese.
I think, yeah, made in
Built.
Taiwan. Yep.
And the intricate woodwork on all the doors was like carved. It was gorgeous.
Yep.
And that was Roman Holiday.
So seeing all the vessels is really neat. Meeting all the people, and that's a perk that we basically are already taking advantage of. But right now, we are just learning this life, and
We're in our
amazing.
prepping phase. Even just getting to know your vessel is a huge feat in and of itself.
For sure.
Knowing all the little quirks and how how things work and what you need to do to get things right. And
Yep.
the comfort level of it, it takes a minute. So
It does, for sure. But I think we are getting there. I mean, Winston looks pretty comfortable.
he doesn't like leaving the vessel. He doesn't ever want to go home. When we take him home, he goes straight back out to the car and sits by the door of the car and whines.
So this channel I think it's a channel that hopefully can build a community of people that do this, let's say, inland, because there's tons of channels, of course, where people are coastal cruisers or they're
But we're in the middle of the
loopers.
United States.
Right. But there are people out there and doing this all throughout the United States too, not just in coastal areas, etc. So we would like to show what some of that is like. It is clearly different. I mean, we don't get crystal clear waters, and we don't get all that other beauty that comes with whether it's the Caribbean or anything like that.
But there's a lot of special stuff that we get here too.
Yeah, there is.
Thank you all so very much for watching.
Yes, we appreciate it very, very much. Like,
We're still learning and developing and growing. So
yeah, we have challenges ahead of us to build this channel, including YouTube itself, because YouTube will not be super fond of trying to promote these videos when my previous audience was a completely different audience. So help us. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, of course, and let people know about this channel. People are...
word of mouth is huge.
It is. Let us know. Comment. Let us know if you actually like the videos. If there's things...
Tell us what we can improve on.
Yes, if there's things we can do better. If
Something
there's...
you want to see.
Right, exactly. We can probably make the content the way you want it or what you would like to see. But so tell us what that is, and then we'll
show you whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
make it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we got videos coming out that are going to have more maintenance work, of course, because we've already changed the water pressure pump. Well, I changed it twice to 2 new ones, then rebuilt the one that was on
the original
boat, the original, because I didn't like how either one of them worked.
Not enough pressure for the shower.
Yeah. So I rebuilt the one that was on the boat and got it back working, and everything is great. But in the meantime, I bought 2 new pumps that both said they were the exact same spec, including a FlowJet one that is literally the
identical,
exact same model number.
But it doesn't work identically.
Nope. It's got so much less pressure, it sucks. So that'll be coming out in a video, probably the next video after this video. But thanks for watching. We're going to cut this off. We will probably do more like this in the future. I'd like to do some live streams like this where we can just sit and see.
That'd be fun.
And see if people will interact and see if anybody would actually be interested in a live stream where we just sat and talked about what was happening at the marina. But thanks for watching.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Well, we're back underway after almost an hour wait at the first lock. So that wasn't ideal, but we're back underway. So
good old Muscatine. And we hear that they're dredging out their marina, so it should be accessible for bigger boats, hopefully.
In the future, we'll hopefully be able to make a stop there.
Beautiful dome.
It is. with it. A lot of people hang out there. It's a good stopping point for us on our trips back north. And we have friends that stop there a lot too. So Bonnie's about to overtake her first barge. So I'm not going to dick around here too long because I'm sure she's nervous. But we are slowly making our way, about 10 knots. It looks possible we can get through the next lock without too much issue. Then we'll see after that. First boat project of the year is done. As if I didn't have enough screens, I needed to add that 11-inch tablet into the mix so it can tell me a whole bunch of good stuff. Batteries are being monitored over there by my phone. And we are, unfortunately, on the hook. Still in pool 17 because of that down there. Barges again. Again, we are not having any luck today. They are thick. We passed, I don't know, 3, I think, between us and the last lock already. They were northbound, but yeah. I do not believe we are going to make it to port tonight. I believe if we do, there will be night boating involved. And that will be a function of how close to home are we. But we will see. An update. It is 3:45 right now, and we are still on pool 17. We are hopefully the next in line to get through this lock. There is a northbound barge waiting on the other side as well, so we are hoping we are going to get slid in between them, or we may not even make it off of this pool yet tonight. We will see. The window for getting home before dark is shrinking rapidly. So, and now the wind is starting to really kick up, which could start to make anchoring more challenging. So we'll check back. I gotta pay attention to the radio right now because I hope we are in queue. The only way I would have changed that assessment and trajectory of going around him on the starboard side is if I saw another,
If there was an oncoming.
another oncoming barge or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to get squeezed between the two of them or
Sure.
something of that nature.
Right.
So,
But as tight as he was hugging the Iowa side, it was the safest option.
yeah, and there's lots of water on this side, so it was safer, and then we'll just get crossed back over once we get up in front. Anyways, get on the right side of the tracks.
Mr. Sandbar right there.
Yeah, if I knew I was going to be stuck on this pool for the night, I'd probably just consider stopping there
Yeah.
and say we're not going any further. But
Right.
it's too early to do that because still 3 hours plus of daylight left, and I'd just be second guessing myself. So.
Well, with the wind that's forecast tomorrow, it's just better off to get as far as we can today.
Exactly. Get as close as we can. Oh, we made it. We didn't make it to port yet, but we did
Pool
make
19.
Yeah, we made it back onto our home pool. Fortunately, that last one, if we would have been another 15 minutes later and I was pushing it to get there, where we would have ended up for the night on Pool 18.
They squeezed us through.
Yeah, we got through, and so we got 2 more bridge openings to get through, but those are usually relatively quick. And we got about 17 or 18 miles, I think, to cover yet.
And it's 6:30.
We got about an hour and a half of daylight to do it. We probably are not going to make it all the way in the daylight, but we will be close, and we will putt the rest of the way to get there. So
Just want to be home.
yeah, we're close enough now, and it's been a long day of just waiting on locks. Anchoring, we had the anchor out for over 2 hours at the lock before this one. So it's just been a long day, and when we don't have fresh water on the boat or anything like that yet, we need to get back to port where we can get all the services up and working on the boat. So we're gonna push through and we're gonna get it done. We will check back as we get towards sundown.
And now we're waiting on a train. That's the Burlington Railroad Bridge, and it goes
Burlington Bridge
up.
to boat request on the left.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he said it'll be about 15 minutes.
Okay, we'll stand by.
Well, another 15-minute delay. Oh well, that's the brakes.
No problem.
Cool.
Okay, enhanced for low light. I don't really know that that's helping much because I can barely see myself on the screen, but we are moving still. We are getting close.
You see that, right?
Yes, I do. That's what I'm trying to get lined up with. This is going to be quick because it's getting dark and we got to watch cans and such. It's a little sketchy right now because... Oh, that's the Illinois can?
Yeah.
Okay, there's an there's an Iowa one there too. It's supposed to be. But yeah, I think you're right. Okay, never mind. I'm driving. That update is not necessary right now. We made it. We absolutely made it. Like 9:42 was arrival. Or no, 8:42, sorry. Arrival time. We covered some miles in the dark. That wasn't exactly the most fun, but we made it. That's what we got all them fancy screens for. So, the thing that is in order right now is these beers. No beers while we are cruising. But Docktails, it's time for a whole bunch of Docktails tonight. So, there's going to be some footage from that, I'm sure. We're probably headed over to the bar shortly. How you
What doing? Lights?
Lights. Fired up the TV. The heat. Just trying to get all the systems going.
Fabulous.
You know.
I love you.
I love you too. I think that, yeah, we're gonna need some TV tonight.
Oh yeah. Definitely TV. Hi. It's been a long day. We were up at like 6 a.m. Got everything packed up and ready and drove the hour plus to Fairport. Got the boat in, and it was, I don't know, 10 hours-ish getting home because we had lock problems. But I wouldn't say lock problems. It was bad timing. But we got home after dark. So that was our first nighttime cruise. Not a fan. It was scary. I don't know, maybe an hour in the dark. But we are home now. And very happy. Very, very happy to be home. But like I said, long day. Winston is acclimating. He remembers, but he's adjusting. And we're about to go to bed because we tired.